Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for your great support always. I usually don't take it for granted. By supporting me in this video, just do me a favor and sure you like the video. I will appreciate you so much for that like. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for that like. Now, Kenyans, William Samoei Ruto has turned himself into a global beggar. Among African presidents, William Ruto is the most president who is portraying himself as a beggar. Last day, he was in China during China-Africa Summit. As if that is not enough, William Ruto went to China to beg for 40 billion Kenya shillings, not remembering that what he has used as transport, moving around the Republic of Kenya from one village to the other, from one county to the other, in the name of launching projects, he has used almost to 30 billion Kenya shillings. Just transportation from one village to the other. After using almost to 30 billion Kenya shillings, locally traveling, alifunga safari kuenda kutafuta 40 billion Kenya shillings. The man is fooling us, we as Kenyans. Then immediately he came from China. William Ruto is set to go to Germany. And the reason why he's going to Germany is now to sign an agreement with the German government to make us have 250,000 Kenyans going to have jobs in Germany. As if that is not finalized still, we are being told that now that William Samoei Ruto is set to have a visit to the United States of America later this month for the Nation General Assembly. And another thing is that we are being told that as Kenya and the United States gear up for the 8th round of negotiations under the Strategic Trade Investment Partnership, that is STIP, the agency to conclude a long-delayed free trade government agreement that has intensified. But I want to ask a simple question. William Ruto just the other day was in US for a state visit. Why is this trade agreement is being delayed? Does it mean that US is having their own issues with this trade? In fact, they are having their interest. Because you cannot tell me that the Joe Biden's administration is now like pushing Kenya to sign several agreements so that we can have clear partnership with the US government and Kenya. I want to believe that William Samoei Ruto has seriously embarked to so-called the traveling from countries outside Africa and outside Kenya in the name of bringing jobs, in the name of going to look for loans to assist him just to finalize these few months, to finalize this year. I told you again that if you are expecting that William Ruto to develop this country, then you are living in denial. The man is not going to develop this country. Remember, we are having several issues that William Ruto needs to resolve. But he cannot resolve, yes, the man has no priority. There's something we call priority in terms of launching this project. Launch a project where the money has been already set for and is going to be finalized. It will be a win situation for Kenyan government. Kenya Kwanza government. But again, William Ruto is busy launching, relaunching, launching, relaunching. Just local traveling, William Ruto is using almost to 30 billion Kenya shillings. Then after finalizing his local traveling, he's going to beg for 40 billion Kenya shillings. Are we wise? Are we wise Kenyans? Again, he's going back to beg for money in the US. You can understand that these people, they don't understand the expenditure and the revenue collected. For example, when the expenditure of a government is 14.3 trillion and what they have collected is maybe 13 trillion, there's something here called deficit that usually push a government to go and borrow. In other words, the expenditure is the estimation of what the government wants to do with the money that is expected to be collected. But because the money collected does not rhyme with the expenditure, we usually have something called deficit. You know, ile kitu umepangia pesa mingi na ile pesa uko nayo ni kidogo, utakuwa na negative. So what the government usually do is to go and borrow. But what the government of the day will not tell you is the reason why they are going for loan more than even the deficit. Because mi nadhani kama mtu ako na budget na pesa yenye ako nayo ni kidogo kuliko ile budget ako nayo, atakopa ile deficit, yani pesa yenye inaenda negative, ajaze pale ili akipata nini. Lakini William Ruto's government wants to borrow more. The same thing happened in the government of Uhuru Kenyatta, where Uhuru Kenyatta had a budget of 14.6 trillion. The money collected was 13.3 trillion. When you minus, you had 1.3 trillion deficit. Should the government of the day of Uhuru Kenyatta borrow, should they borrow 1.3 or 7.7 that they borrowed? What we needed was for 1.3 trillion as a deficit, ili tujaze. But because we have leaders, wanaenda kukopa mpaka yao yenye sisi tunalipa. That is what they usually do. So it is unnecessary for William Ruto moving across the world, just begging for money. While other African presidents and other world presidents, they're busy building their own country. But we have a president who has turned himself as a beggar. He begged in China, he begged in the US, he's going to beg in Germany, he's a beggar. Why? Why can't William Ruto sit down and work with what we have? The man told us that we must use what we have. We must live in our means. But the man is pushing us to live not in our means. It is so sudden that William Ruto has embarked to serious traveling outside the country with no result, you know. And some individuals are just having their interest, like US. What do you think, ladies and gentlemen? Drop your opinion at the comment section below. Otherwise, thank you so much because of your great support. Please consider subscribing, liking, commenting, and sharing this video. Bye-bye till we meet in another video.